So the next thing would be primers. I have 4 primers actually that I have been loving this year. And the first one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. This is a primer and moisturizer in one. I just feel like every time I use this, my foundation comes out so flawless. I obviously not the only primer that I use. I do use a bit of a mix and of 2 or 3 primers at a time. But I really do love this. I feel like, because sorry if you guys can hear my kids yelling. I love that it has that moisturizer already inside, so I don't have to like get another product for my moisturizer. So I just use this, and I usually pair it up with the e.l.f. Putty Primer, the smoothing one, the poreless Putty Primer, and I also mix it in with the Hard Candy Hydrating Primer. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Milk Makeup Grip Primer. I've never tried it before. Never tried it before, but I really do enjoy this one. I just feel like these two together, it's a flawless base, honestly. And then for my drier days, when I'm like super dry, if I do need like that extra dewiness to my primer, I add in either the Milani Supercharged Dewy Primer or the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Primer. Oh, this is a Soft Silk Pro Filter Hydrating Primer. You guys can see I have used a lot of this, and I've gone through this one as well. This one, I really love the smell of it, and it really does hydrate my face. So that is a good one. So those are like my top 4 primers that I've been loving this year. Now I do have 4 foundations that I've also been loving this year, and it is these 4 right here. I have 2 dewy finishes and 2 matte finishes. The 2 matte finishes are the Frankie Rose Matte Perfection Foundation and the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. This one honestly has really great coverage. I do love combining this with a very dewy primer though. So I don't like this foundation on its like with another like matte primer. I love using this with a dewy primer because I feel like it's not too matte. If you use a matte primer, I feel like this is a little too drying on my face, especially right now that I am on like the verge of dry and normal skin. So definitely have to use a dewy primer with this one for myself. I have been loving this foundation for years, but I found like my love for it once again this year, and I've really been loving this. This one has been one of my favorites. I know a lot of people didn't really like this foundation very much when it first came out, but I actually really love this foundation. I love the coverage. I love the finish. I love that with every other product that I've used, it worked really well with. Like, there's no product that hasn't worked well with this foundation, and that's why I really do love this foundation. Now, the hydrating ones. This honestly is by far my favorite hydrating one. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, but this is the dewy one. I love this foundation. Like, the finish on my skin, I could even wear this throughout the summertime and I have no problem of getting too oily throughout the day. And I think that's the biggest thing I loved about it. It gave me that nice, like, kind of like a wet dewy look, but it wasn't like a gross look. It wasn't where like, oh, it's too oily, like you can see like so much oil on her face. It was just like that perfect dewy finish, and that's why I really love this one. I also liked the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. There are long ass names for these. This is really another really great hydrating foundation. I haven't tried a lot of hydrating foundations, but these two are for sure my top hydrating foundations. I used to always get more of a matte foundation because I used to be so oily. But now that I'm not so oily, I have been venturing into like dewy foundations. So I definitely want to be giving a few more dewy foundations a try this coming year. But so far, I've really been loving the finishes of these two. I have 3 concealers that I tried out this year, and I am by far in love with all 3 of them. But mainly right now, I am loving the new Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. So it's not as drying as a regular Shape Tape. That is one of the reasons why I stopped using the Shape Tape concealer. The original one was because it would just dry too fast under my eyes, and then like under my eye was just starting to look really cakey, and I didn't like it. And then on top of the powder, it just looked like a hot mess. And I don't know why, because when I first started using it, it might have been the powder I started using, but when I first started using the Shape Tape, I loved that concealer. But this one, honestly, I think is hands down like my favorite out of the two. It's very hydrating. It doesn't dry down quickly. With this one, I actually let it set for like a minute before I actually go and blend it in. I feel like it just gives me like really good coverage. Like I'm wearing it today, and y'all can see like the coverage is flawless under my eyes. So I definitely been loving that one. Another hydrating concealer is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This, guys, is amazing, and it is so affordable, which is what I love so much about it. Is it's a great product with its amazing quality. It works really well, and it's so affordable. e.l.f. has honestly been killing it. I think like the last 2 years, I think, with their products. Their first camo concealer, I love it, but I definitely do love a more hydrating concealer for just my under eyes, just because I am more on the dry side. So this one has been a favorite. And then on those days where I don't want like a big, like too much like luminosity under my eyes, or too much like hydration, kind of just like to cover up a little bit, I go in with the Covergirl True Blend. The Covergirl True Blend Concealer. I also do like the foundation a lot, but the concealer honestly has been one of my favorites. It is very full coverage, but it isn't too drying. It's not too dewy. I just feel like it's that perfect amount of coverage, and the formula is really great, so I've really been loving this one. The next thing is powders, and I only have two powders. I have a setting powder and then a loose powder. So let's go in with the loose powder first. This is the One Size from Patrick Starr. This is his translucent powder. This is a super fine 14-hour long wear blurring setting powder made for a light bake to a heavy cake. Honestly, I've never had a powder that makes my under eyes look so smooth and so flawless the way this powder does. I don't know what's in this powder that makes it look just incredibly smooth. I used to be so self-conscious about my under eyes because I felt like it was just like it would always look like a hot mess after a few hours. Once I started using this powder, I completely fell in love with it. From the first moment I put it on, I could see it. Like, you could see the difference between this side that was blurred and like I had put the powder on, to this side where I hadn't had put the powder on yet. And it was a huge difference. And ever since then, like, I am so much more confident in my under eyes. And honestly, like, I just love this powder so much. I did get the travel size because I didn't want to commit to getting the bigger size just in case I didn't like it, but I am eventually gonna have to buy the bigger size once I run out of this. But the travel size does have a lot of product in it, so that's a good thing. And then the next powder is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Mattifying Powder. I use this over any foundation that I have, whether it's matte, whether it's dewy. I use this powder. It helps my makeup stay in place all day long. I kid you not. I can literally, like, I take this, I put it in my purse, like, for touch-ups too, but the majority of the time, I don't even need to touch up my makeup because of how good my makeup is set with this powder and with this one combined. So I am in the shade medium. This is honestly such a great powder. I love this powder so much. Now we're gonna move on to bronzer. So I think I've been talking about the same bronzer for the last 3 years, which is the Milani Bronzer. I'll post it right here because I don't have it physically with me right now, but still one of my favorite bronzers ever. It's going to be one of my favorite bronzers till probably the day I die or the day I stop wearing makeup, whichever comes first. But this year I did really love the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker Instant Warmth Bronzer. This is in the shade Shady Biz. This honestly isn't too dark. It is on like the lighter side for my skin tone. So I do feel like I have to go a shade darker, but I do like that very subtle bronzy bronze that it gives me. But yeah, so I really do love the formula to it. I just feel like for me, I like my bronzer a little bit darker than what this is giving me, but I really do like this one when like I just want those subtle bronzy look. This was really great, but I have been wanting to pick up like a darker shade out of this one. The next thing is blush, and oh my god, you guys, I have a lot of blush. So if you guys go back to like my channels in like maybe 2020 or a little bit earlier than 2020, like maybe mid, like the beginning of 2020, I used to never ever wear blush. I was just not into it. I don't know why I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. Mainly because like, maybe because I had a heavy hand and I would put too much and then I would look like a damn clown. But ever since I started like using like a lighter hand and getting like good blushes, good colors, I've fallen in love with blushes, you guys. And honestly, these right here are two of my favorite. Well, these are honestly the only palettes I have for blush. I do have one more, but these are by far my favorite two blush palettes. This is the Jaclyn Cosmetics Rouge Romance blush palette. This color story on this blush palette is to die for, and the formula is really great. You can excessively put on a lot of blush on accident, but with this formula it is very easy to just blend it out. Every time I sometimes still go with a heavy hand, I end up just using like my foundation brush, and whatever excess is on my brush, I just pat it over the blush. But this color story is amazing. I love these three shades mainly. As you can see, like, you can't really see, but these are the three shades that I've used the most. There's times where like I'll literally just run my brush through all the shades. It's just amazing. I love this palette. And then the second one is the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette. And this is just another great palette. This is more on like the lighter, you know, like the Rouge Romance has more like brighter pops of color. But this is more like a natural everyday blush. And I really love Stargaze and Spacey. These are my favorite, these two. But like I said, there's days where I'll just run my brush through all of them and apply them. I've also really been loving lately, like the last few weeks of December, I kind of picked this up from it was in like the back of my makeup collection. This is the e.l.f. blush, and this is an Always Rosy. I just love this tone for the fall. It's what I have on today, and honestly it just gives you like that perfect pinch of like a darker pink on your lips, on your cheeks. And I really love the formula. It blends out super smoothly. This one's great. And I'm telling you, I became like a blush whore because I got so many different blushes. I have really been loving the Bite Size Face Duos from e.l.f. These come with blush and with highlighter. As you can see, it's all different shades of blushes and all different shades of highlights, and the formula to these are also amazing. Now we're gonna move on to highlight. So for highlight, honestly, I didn't really dive into a lot of new highlights just because I have so many highlighters, you guys, that I figured, you know what, I'm gonna take a little break, take a step back, and not buy any highlighters this year. I did buy a few, but the ones I really stuck to, and I'm so sorry, they're so dirty, you guys. Like, I have to like clean my makeup and stuff. But they're both from Ofra Cosmetics. This one is the collab with Nikki Tutorials, which I do believe they made it a permanent product on their website. And this is the Glow Goals highlighter. I love this highlighter, you guys. Like, I don't know what it is about this highlighter, and it just, the way it glows. I'll post a picture up here that I fell in love with when I used it in this photo. It just looks phenomenal. And then their other one, which is just a regular highlighter from them, no collab or anything, and this is in Rodeo Dry. This is what I have on today on my face. Such a beautiful product. And for inner corner highlights, I ended up getting this Jaclyn Cosmetics Loose Highlighter. This Jaclyn Cosmetics Loose Highlighter in Extra. Guys, when I say this is extra, this is extra. Like, bam. Like, for that inner corner, it's just that icy white, and I love that icy white inner corner. So I do have another one of those, but like a darker tone, which I really do love as well. Okay, so the last products I have are lip products. I didn't want to bring out all the lip products that I used in 2020 and that I loved, but these are like my staple products. So you guys already know my Gerard Cosmetics lip liners and Hydra Mattes are always going to be my top favorite lip products ever. Like, they are amazing formula. They're long lasting. I just love that about the Gerard Cosmetics lip products. They are great. They have a great formula. They last all day through drinking, eating, whatever. It lasts. And that's what I'm wearing today, is their Immortal liquid lipstick and their Red Brick Road lip liner. I feel like it's such a perfect combination because it's like a darker lip liner with the red. But Jaclyn also came out with liquid lipsticks and lip liners, and I have fallen in love with these products. I only brought out 2 today, but honestly I love all of them. All the ones that I've gotten, I love them. I use them all the time. This is the one. This is Hot Tea and Hot Tea lip pencil and Be Bold liquid lipstick. They're great formula, long lasting, very hydrating, not too dry on the lips. It doesn't dry down completely matte where it's like, it feels like if you stretch your lips it cracks. None of that. That's why I really have been liking this. And when I'm home or when I go to like family house, I love that I'm able to wear a gloss. Obviously when I go out to in public, because we still have that mask mandate here in California, I don't wear gloss because there's no point, because it's just going to get stuck to your lips, to the mask, I mean. But when I do wear lip gloss, when I am able to wear lip gloss, these are honestly probably the 2 lip glosses I go for. This is the Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss. This is supposed to be clear, but because I'm constantly using it on different products, see, it makes any look so much better. It literally gives you that. I mean, do you guys see the difference in just that matte look to that glossy look? It just honestly makes everything pop a little more, especially with this one. And what I do really love about this product is it isn't like super sticky, super tacky, where like, see, it doesn't make your lips like literally stick together. And the other ones I've been liking are the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs. These are honestly so great, and they smell so freaking good. But those are the 2 glosses I've mainly went for this year. And then NYX came out with these really cool products. This is the Shine Loud liquid lipstick. So it has like the lip color. Let me just say, just the lip color alone is super drying. Like, I literally feel like I can't move my lips when I use it, like at the beginning. But obviously it's not meant for you to just use it by itself. You add this gloss over it, and it literally seals in the color on your lips. It is transfer proof. It is amazing. I think it's honestly very genius of NYX to do something like this. And of course, this is my last gloss. This is a Jaclyn Cosmetics Crystal Drip Lip Oil. I think it's a lip oil, not a gloss. But I use it. It's a gloss, whatever. I freaking love this stuff. I've gone through it pretty quickly, so I'm gonna have to buy a restock soon. But honestly, such a beautiful gloss. So the last thing I had to share with you guys are 2 hair products, right? Just 2 hair products that honestly have changed the hair game for me for quite some time now. I was having a problem where I was losing a lot of hair, or my hair was too dry. I ended up going blonde this summer. I'll post a picture up here when I went blonde. It was a process. Like, I had to like bleach my hair like 3 or 4 times. I went to the salon like 3 or 4 times. I can't remember. But obviously that damages your hair a lot. And my hair was fried. Like, I still have like so much breakage at the top. Like, you can just see like the tiny little hairs at the top, and it was just not cute. So I needed to like really look for products that were going to repair my hair. So I ended up doing the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair. And I got the deep conditioning mask. This honestly has helped a lot. This was my first bottle. It still has a little bit left. but I already have a second bottle as well. And then I've also used the Briogeo Farewell Frizz Blow Dry Perfection and Heat Protecting Cream. This honestly works wonders. I actually even put this in my hair when I'm not going to use heat because it helps detangle my hair like this. It's like a detangler, and I don't know what's in this product, but it literally helps me detangle my hair like that, and I love it. I love the way it smells. This is my second bottle already. I did use the first bottle completely. You guys will be seeing a empties video coming up soon of like all the products I've been using. I have a lot of empties to show you guys. But yeah, these two have honestly repaired my hair, and I'm not going back. It is a little pricey. I will admit it is pricey, but the drugstore stuff just wasn't working for me anymore. And I have been using a new shampoo too. I think it's, oh my god, I think it's, I can't remember the name. But you guys will see it in an empties video coming up soon. Anyways, you guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this long video of my favorites. I feel like I touched almost everything I needed to touch. Like, got down to the basics of everything I really did use this year. And honestly, I'll probably still be using a lot of these products throughout 2021, but I am definitely excited to be trying out new products. I do have a huge bin up here. I don't know if you guys, but I have a bin up here in my closet full of new products. They're not like new products, but they're new products for me. But you will be seeing those in some upcoming videos. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.